going to be designing. That means we're going to be making the pattern and designing for Ricky. And I actually am going to include little Todd. And I am talking and trying to adjust the lighting here. And I think it'll be better if I just go a little bit down. So right now, I was getting the little clothes for Todd ready. And I had his little shirt. Here we go. So I was going to dress him up, and then I thought that it would be nice to do the shorts live because I don't know where his shorts are. So I'm going to, actually, I should leave them here like this. I'm going to do the silhouette for Todd and Ricky. And I also did the socks uh, already. And here are the socks, the blue socks for little Todd. And look how they fit Ricky. So they fit both of them just nicely. And this is the design that I made. Oops. This is the pattern that I made for them. And what I did before that is I made the design like this right here. And from here, I evolved into this one here. So I'm going to take this away so I don't lose it and start to do the silhouette for little Todd because I'm going to design his shorts and I'm going to do the same for Ricky. So here's our paper. When I did the last live stream, this is the clone and this is the Dawn doll. Dawn, I always have trouble saying that. It's a tongue twister for me, so I'm not embarrassed to say it. It's just, it is what it is. So I'm going to do Ricky right now, and this is going to help me to design. I'm going to do this suit, the shorts, the little jacket, and the socks. And I'm going to do the shorts for little Todd doll. So here we go. I am outlining his body as I do all the dolls. And I'm sorry, since my big hand is in the way, I'm actually holding Ricky and I'm doing what I normally don't like to do, which is I'm using ink. And the reason I don't like to do this is because I don't want the ink to touch the body. So here we go. I'm going to move it quickly. So that is Ricky. So I'm going to put Ricky, or actually Skipper. So here is the body for him, and I'm going to do Todd, and here we go. So I'm actually going to do his head because sometimes I like to do hats for them, and it's okay if it overlaps the other doll because we're going to have the idea of what we're doing. So and I know it's late. If I don't have any people here on this live stream, the good thing about that is that after the live stream, it's going to upload. It almost takes a whole day for it to upload. So I'm going to move Todd's little body, and I don't want to move it so much. And I'm doing a visual so that I can outline where his little crotch is. So it's right here. So right there. So I'm going to put Tootie here. Okay, so I did the hard part, which is I don't want to get the ink in their hands. And now for my tissue paper, or actually what I have here is tracing paper. And I am going to design, I thought I had a piece of paper, like one that I already started. So I think I got two pieces there. So this is tracing paper, and I did have two pieces. So we're going to move the other one. You can also buy parchment paper or wax paper. If you buy wax paper, you're going to have to use the part. Oh, what is this? That is not the waxy part. So I'm going to start with Todd, and I'm going to design his shorts because he is missing that. So here's my paper, and I'm going to go low so that you can see here, and I'm going to bring the light so that we can have a very good reflection. So there. So there is his body, and here's the paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm aligning the paper. That is his natural waist where we're at right here. And here's my paper, and I'm going to go higher. And the reason why I'm going to go higher is because this is going to be the fold. So the fold, I'm going to do that much, and then I'm going to fold it. So here we go. So from the middle, here are the shorts, and I'm going to do it like this. So we're going to do a fold right here, and here is the middle right there. We're gonna go and give ourselves an easement, because when we sew, it's going to be sewn like this right here, right in the middle, and down. Do you see where the shorts are taking a form? So here is the shorts, and it could be that short, and this will be the fold right here. So here's the initial design, but I'm going to give myself a little bit more and down, just for safe measure. So that is the shorts for little Todd. So I'll put over here Tutti shorts, and see how I'm smudging in there? That's what I don't want to get into the dolls. So now I am going to do the same thing, and just for fun and giggles, it looks like it might fit Ricky too. So let's do one, and let's see how it fits Ricky. So that is one thing. And I have this fabric right here, which is little stars, but I'm going to be using the back part for the blue shorts for little Todd. So I'm going to move this out and use it later. Oh my goodness, I had actually 3 pieces of paper, so it would have been a little bit better if we had 1 piece of paper. So I'm going to cut the pattern, and we're going to start sewing and make the shorts for little Todd. So here we are, and here. So after I do the design, I always give myself just a little bit more, because if it's too big, we can cut that down. And here's a piece right here. So I'm going to fold this, and again we're going to use the blue part. I just didn't want to take too much time looking for it. I don't have that much dark fabric, And the reason why I have this one is because it's part of my 4th of July stash of fabric. So this is going to be kind of hard because I'm cutting it from, I don't know how much I have, but I'm cutting this from the whole bolt. Not a bolt, but from the whole piece of fabric that I have. So here is this part. And we just designed this and we are getting ready to go and start to do the shorts for little Todd. And here's the other piece, and notice how I'm going to be taking that part so that we can use every like nook and cranny. It'll probably work the other way, but it's just a habit of trying to find the best part of the leftover fabric. Oops, that was me because I have this really close to my hand. And since this is such a beautiful material, I will do something. I'm going to do another live stream where I'm going to design a button collar short for Ricky. And I'll show you what the folds are. Here we go. I'll show you what the folds are when designing that pattern. So here we go. So this is going to be the inside part and this is going to be the outside part. So we're going to turn it inside out. So we have this outside, and when we sew it, we're going to have the blue part. And it may fit Ricky, so we'll see. And while I'm here in the initial stage, I'm going to do the hem so that we can have an even hem. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to fold this and cut it because one side is a little bit bigger, and that's because I cut them separately. So now they are even, and we're going to make sure that we have a very nice hem in here. Oops, I just lost my position. Let me move this a little bit closer. There. That was a little bit too much to the side. And adjusting, I would say it's almost close to midnight right now. But the good thing about these live stream recordings is that whenever you're ready, and you can see it, and if you want to stop and go back, you can go see that as well. And when I am doing this, I am prone to do mistakes, and that is okay. And if you do mistakes, it's going to be okay as well. So there we go. So I am looking to make sure that we're pretty even in here. And I'm going to do another little, I'm going to do it as close as I can because I want the inside to be nice and neat when I do the casing for the elastic. And this way it won't fray after possible years of using this. And I am sewing it as close as I possibly can. Okay, there we go. Let's get little Todd in here. And when I sew this, This is how much room we have left over right here. It doesn't have to be exactly in that little thing part, but with the elastic, it's going to give us a good little gather. And I'm going to cut me some elastic. I have this big bolt here. I just cut me that much so that I can have it handy. And what I do is I turn the casing in and I sew this into place. You could sew the other end, but it's very hard to do it. So what I do is just leave this big piece of elastic, and I try not to sew on the elastic. So I'm going to try to give myself as much room as possible, but I will pull it. I will pull the elastic, and the reason why I do that, just in case I do sew in the elastic, it's going to have a gather. So I'm going to go higher so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm setting the casing right there, and I'm going to pull it. So I just pulled it. So we have some tension in there, and we're ready to go. And I don't know if I got some elastic stuck in there. So for safe measures, I have this pulled. And now, while I'm pulling this, you let it go, and there. So now let's try this on little Todd. You saw it a minute ago of how much room we had, and now look at that. All we need to do is sew it, and it's going to fit him perfectly. So, and these tutorials are here so that you can do your own pattern if you have the doll. Okay, right over here, I'm going to go back and forth so that it's nice and tight and we're not going to have a loose elastic. And now we're going to sew the little crotch area. And you could put a pin in here, but since this is so small and we're dealing with cotton, it's not going to move. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this. And we're going to put it on Ricky first because I thought that it probably would be able to fit him. And by doing that, I can have an idea how much I could increase for Ricky's pattern. So here we go. Here are the shorts in as little as probably 15 minutes from designing the little body to designing the pattern, cutting the fabric, and having it completely sewn. Next time we'll have the pattern and we're just going to be sewing. And look, this is so tiny. Where is my ruler? This is 2 inches across by 1 inch. 1 inch. So, oh yeah, we're going to try this on Ricky to see if how much I should give. If anything, I'm going to be allowing more for the waist. So it's a little bit snug and they look like beach trousers. So this is as far as we can go. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to need one more finger at least from the initial pattern. And the leg looks really good. It fits his width. So that is what you can do when you start doing your own patterns and you have a bigger doll. Use the existing pattern and make yourself a bigger one. So at least it's going to have to be more than a finger when I do Ricky's pattern. So look how hard it is to put little Gumby. Oh my god, look how hard it is to put little Todd's because of his little Gumby body. How it is just to get something small like this on. Alright, so now just put it on. If it fits Ricky, it's definitely going to fit Todd. It's just that we're dealing with a sticky body, and there's nothing so easy like having a straight leg body, a hard plastic. Okay, so there we go. For little Todd, I can go ahead and make it a little bit higher, but I think this is really cute for his little trunks. So here is the shorts, and I'm going to make myself a note. I'm going to need that much more. So this is a note for me, for Todd, to give me that much. This is probably like a 1/4 of an inch. So here is our ruler, and exactly just a little bit over a 1/4 of an inch it would fit him nicer. But this is really nice for some beach trunks. So now time for Ricky, and we are going to make his. And here is my finger. Let me see. Remember I said I needed at least a finger. So, and then I need, I'm going to start from here. So I need at least a finger and a little bit more for the fold. So I'm going to start from here, and this is going to be for Ricky, and it did fit him, but for safe measure, I'm going to give him just a little bit more. And there we go. And this is for Ricky. It seems like a lot, but because I have a vintage machine, I don't have the little zigzag. And I need a little bit extra fabric so that I can do that the extra fold. So we are going to start with Ricky's clothes now. After this, I'm going to design his jacket. And since it's past midnight, I'm going to end it with the shorts, the jackets, and the socks. We'll design his little shirt. We're going to design a button-down shirt tomorrow. So where's the material? Here it is. And that way too, I'm going to keep the video decent and short. Okay, so here's the fabric where we cut before, and it is perfect, just about enough of what we need. So here is our fold, and here is our placement for the fold, and I'm going to do it this way because I have more fabric on this side. Right here, like that. So, and when I cut it, I also give myself just a little bit more. And like I mentioned, I have the fabric. So when I'm turning it, I'm lugging everything around. So I also gave myself a little bit higher for his inseam. So instead of the pattern, I'm going to use the fabric so that the other piece is just like this one. I almost lost a sock. And I am eyeballing the material to get the best possible outcome. And I'm going to get it from here, from the bottom. So yeah, this is the best right here. And hopefully the jacket is going to be rather quick to design. And so I could go ahead and sew it and actually go to sleep. It's such a beautiful material. I'm so glad that I was able to buy. Usually when I bought this at the fabric store, and it was not a chain or corporation, it's a family owned, and they have the most unusual. I'm sure that this was probably also available in other fabric stores, like it was a brand probably. Okay, there we go. And okay, move this piece of paper. So now we're going to start sewing. This is going to be the outside, so we're going to put it like this. And now to get ready for Ricky's shorts. I've been wanting to do this Sunday suit for Ricky for the longest time, and I have had that material, and I'll show you the material, or actually what I'm going to be using in a moment. Okay, so we're going to do the little outline for the casing, and then we're going to do the hem. And for the newcomers that are here, the reason why we have this on the inside is because I needed the blue fabric. I needed the blue fabric to match the Todd's Sunday suit. And I am guesstimating that it is the same here. So I'm going to put it side by side to make sure. Okay. Now it's time for the elastic. And since I'm moving things around, sometimes I do push it, but I have this laying on my lap. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull it. Now that I have my needle in place. And here we go. This is in case I sew on the elastic. Because if I don't, and I think I'm going to just pull the elastic, it just doesn't work. Oh no, we ran out. And I didn't see that. I didn't get it. So let's take a minute and get some thread here. And I'm just going to do it really brief, and I will fill it up. So all right, so I'm going to stop now. I got about half of the bobbin so that we can continue. And when this uploads, I'm going to edit this part out. I'm being careful not to be hitting the camera. So I'm going to start where I ended. And I'm being very careful. And I'm going to pull the elastic again. Alright, there we go. And I'm going to bring Ricky here just to test out the shorts. And that is good. So now it's time to get rid of all this loose thread of where I lost the thread. Oh my God, I just remembered that my birds are outside, my parakeets. So I'm going to be wanting to do this rather quickly. Kind of hope that my brother brought them in. And I'm going to do the easement here. And because this is bigger, I will put the pin in here so that we can have an even hem. These almost look like trunks because of the design. So now we're going to turn it inside out, and now Ricky is going to have his shorts. And if you're a beginner, basically this is the same thing that you're going to do for pants. You're just going to have more fabric. So I'm going to look. Here's the back. And see how much easier Ricky is to dress up. And here he is. Here is Ricky with his shorts. They're a little bit loose, or I guess they're good. I don't want them to be too tight, but maybe next time for the next set they will be a little bit less. And I'm going to do his shorts, his socks. So I have this little bit of material here, and I will do the hem. So hopefully I have enough for his two socks. So it is uneven. After I do the hem, I will trim it from the inside. Okay. And now I'm going to trim it from the inside, being very careful not to cut the fabric. So we are not in a rush. This is something we do very carefully. Okay, there we go. And where's my little pattern? So we're going to do the whole little set for Ricky. And I'm going to put it right here, and I won't have enough for two, so I'm going to have to do this on the other one, on another piece of material. So I am cutting it right now. So I'm going to move this away. And since I have the fold, I'm just going to just cut it here for the little, for his little arch, for his little foot. So I'm just getting rid of, well, I got rid of the hem that I just did. It kind of got stuck, so I'm going to do the hem from the outside. So I'll do one, and then I'm going to do the other one. I'm going to go through the process for the other socks. So here is Ricky's sock. So here is his ankle. And I probably will have 2 stitches here. 1, 2, and then turn it around for his foot. And since I'm running out of material, I just turn it around to get it in. So here is the sock. And I'm just going to cut the little excess so that it's not too bulky on the inside. Okay, we're going to turn it inside out, and we're going to do the other one. So I start by the middle, just to fold it in, and then just slowly ease it out. And here is his sock. And I'm going to do the other one. And there it is. Not that much of a crease there. So this is the piece that I had here, and I am looking for more fabric, which I happen to have here. So I'm going to do the same and do the sewing here on the inside. And I am sewing it really close to the edge because the other one is done that way. So I'm going to cut this part here. Because if I leave it here, it's going to be peeking out. It's going to be folding out. All right. And now for the sock. So sewing usually takes a good solid hour for anything. And actually we went ahead and designed our own pattern. So we're going at a very good pace, considering that we had to outline the body and design our items. So if it takes you, I would say for a beginner, it will take over 3 hours. And don't feel bad if it takes you 4 hours to do anything. That's literally how long it really does take. And I needed to wait until now because I have my cats that are really needy. They really need a lot of attention. And I really don't like putting them in their crate. Well, they have a huge crate. They have a very large crate. And I went to calm them down to go to sleep, and they are asleep. Alright, so we are done with the socks. And now we're going to go for the finale of designing the jacket and sewing it. Oops, did you see that? It just went away. The smaller things like this usually take the most time. For bigger dolls, it's a lot faster and easier also. So the smaller the doll, the harder it is, and the more time it'll take. So here we go. Here is Ricky, here are his shorts, and now we are going to design the jacket. Tomorrow we'll do the shirt. So here is Todd's jacket, and let's take a look. This is what it looks like on the inside, and it does look a little bit intimidating, but I'm going to make it easy for you to follow. So we have the jacket. It does look like a one piece, but it connects here at the top, and we have his little sleeve, and it sews over here at the top. So we're going to put it on little Todd now that we saw it, and we are going to do the design for Ricky. And let's put this on Todd so that we can see what it's going to look like. Okay, so I'm going to put him up there, and I'm going to reference back. I'm going to, oops, dropping those extra loose pieces of paper there. So here is Ricky, right here. So let's give us some, there, like that. There is Ricky, and I lost my paper. So I'm going to design the back, and it's not going to be so much like, well, maybe I could do it, but we're going to do it this way. So here's Ricky's body. So here is the back, and we're going to give ourselves enough room from his body and right here in the back. We're going to do it like over here. Right now I am designing the back piece, and I'm doing this right here to show myself that this is the middle, so that when I cut it, it's going to be even. So the design that we have with Todd is going to be like this, and I am showing myself that this is the armpit right here. So it's going to go like this, and when we sew, we're going to be going right there. So this is the back. So I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to tape it so that we have a one piece. So this one is going to be kind of complicated, but follow me, or at least it'll be fun to watch. Okay, so this is the back right here. And now I'm going to design the front. And the front goes like this right here. And I'm going to use the other pattern to make sure that it matches. So the front goes like this right here, and when we sew it, it's going to be like this. Here is the middle, and the jacket kind of goes kind of rounded, like so. So this is basically all we need, and I am getting close to finishing this up. And the next thing that I need to do is design his sleeves. So his sleeves are going to be here, and this is going to be my folding. So this part right here is going to be folded, and this is my armpit. So I'm going to go like this right here, and probably from here. So this is the sleeve right here. So this is what the sleeve looks like, and this is how the pattern goes. So now, there we have the pattern. It may be a little bit alien, but now I'm going to cut this out and continue with Ricky's suit. Oops, there. So when I'm sewing this, this is going to make sense, and I'm going to need the back so that I can have the same top of the shoulder. I need the same top of the shoulder. I need to have the same length here in the bottom. So I need to put them together so that we can have it flowing. And I also need this part right here. Right there. So that's the front. And now I'm going to cut this. When I have this together, I'm going to do the inside part. Not before then, because I need to have the suit together. And I don't have, oh, I have very little tape here. I have very little tape here, so I'm going to make this work for me. So I'm going to put this together here, just like Todd's little jacket. And I'm going to tape it together. And here is the suit right there. And I'm going to fold this over because I didn't cut another piece, but this is telling me that I'm going to do this on a fold. So now, I found this wonderful material, and it's very hard to find micro stripes, and this is a toddler's little shorts. It's Tommy Hill, as you see here, and it's a size 4, so we're barely going to have enough for one, and that's it. It's really great condition, but for the sake of doing doll clothes, I found it, I liked it, and I saw the idea, and I'm going to cut it to pieces right here, live on air. I could sell it, but I'm not going to get that much of a joy or a thrill by selling it. How much am I going to get? It's much more fun to get these wonderful materials, and you got to look, if you're open-minded, you got to look beyond just buying the fabric at your local store. So I'm going to see here if I have enough, and I should have enough. Okay, I can measure this. Where's my ruler? I just had it. Oh, here it is. It fell. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. So we need 2.5. So we're going to need 5 inches. And we have the 5 inches, barely. So I know that we're good. I could have done this beforehand, but I really wanted to show you in full detail where this came from. So if you want to do one too, you can go ahead and start searching for toddler Tommy Hill shorts, and you might get lucky and find your own. And if you look and you find this as a fabric, please let me know. I would be very curious to see if this is available as a fabric. Believe me, I have looked. So all right, there we go. So here is my piece of fabric, and I will need a little bit more. So there is the piece that I need. Fold it in half. And making sure that I have the line straight. And here we go. And I am cutting to my design. And this is very thick material, so I am going to use the blue fabric for the interior. It's gonna thick material on a small doll like Ricky is gonna be extremely bulky. So here is our jacket, and now I am looking to see, we won't have enough here, so I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna cut the other. So I'm just gonna have enough for one outfit, and whatever else we have is going to be something else. Let me see. I'm going to take another look at this. Actually, I might have enough. So, because I have this already done, so I'm going to use the folded or the hemmed part, and I'm going to have more than enough. So I am going to use this right here. Probably a little bit more. So we are going to have ourselves the sleeve here. And cutting does take a lot of time out as well. And right over here, where I have the dot, is where his armpit is. So I'm not going to cut all the way there, because if you cut too low, we're going to be in trouble. So I'm going to cut one finger above the dot. And this is where we put, this right here is where we put the sleeve. So it's going to be sewn like this. And the sleeve is going to be like this. And once I'm there sewing, then I can cut a little bit more. And let's see if we have enough here. I think we do. Because over here, it's sewn wrong by the manufacturer, and it's kind of crooked. So I'm going to cut it right here, right at the edge. And we will have more than enough over here. Even though I'm a little bit short, I've done this before a few times to know that I'm going to be good at the top, even though it's short. So we're going to get ready to sew this. And like I said, this may look alien to you, but I think this is why these sewing tutorials are good. To show you all these odd pieces. And after I sew this, actually, yeah, after I sew this, I'm going to do the inside of the lining. I'm moving the material, and here we go. Moving the pattern, and here we go. So now, this right here is the little armpity, and this is the round part. And I'm going to put it up here and kind of connect the little V area, And when I sew it, I'm going to sew a little bit lower. And look at that. The hem is the same as the hem of the sleeve. And I'm going to do the same for the other one. I'm looking for the V, so I'm going to pin this together. And I will do a little bit more cutting. So here we are. I'm going to move it over. I'm going to move it over so that I can match this part right here. And I'm going to use the blue thread so that we can speed this up. It's not going to be too bothersome because we do have blue as part of the material. Oops. And where my pin is, let's see here. The edge or the end of the clip is right here. So we're going to go low and then we're going to cut a little bit more. So I'm sewing this to a V, and I'm going to do the same for the other side. Take that out. Okay. I'm not going to cut it until I have both sleeves sewn on. So again, I'm going to move it to the side so that I can connect to that part of the sleeve. And I am using the edge of my sewing tool. So I'm going to be mindful. Let me see here. I'm going to be mindful to go where this is. So show you here. Here is the end, so I'm going to come like pretty much over here too. So I'm going to move this now and go up. Oops. I need to have it like this. All right. And I am looking at this tip and this tip, so it's pretty much close. And now is the time to do the cutting. And over here too, I'm going to cut it from here to here. All right, let's go back up. And this is taking shape for Ricky's little jacket. So now I'm going to connect these two together and then move this around. Move it around, around, around to the neck. And I am looking over here. There's a little bit of a tension, so I'm going to cut a little bit more. And I'm going to get my better scissors. And I'm going to sew a little bit more so that and now I'm going to cut this here. Okay, let's try this out now. Again, put the and then go to this and perfect. See that? And this is the shoulder right here. So we're going to start from the bottom and we're going to be going in and out a few times to make sure that it does not fray open. All right. And right over here, we want this part and this part to meet. And now I'm going to cut it over here at the top. And when I'm done, I'm going to be using fray check on the edges so that it doesn't fray like that. Now the other one. So I'm going to get the right side together and put it like this. See there? I'm going to pin it. And now fold it. Oh, we're going to have to, I'm going to do a double sew here, like I did the other one, to give it a little bit of security. And here. Let's see here. Okay. So I'm going to fold it together, hold it in place, and then just go and connect this part with this part here, and make sure that this doesn't have that much of a situation. So we need to clip it just a little bit more. All right. Okay, much better. Now let's do that again. And this is because this is a very thick material. This is almost like jean material. It's very thick on a very little area. Okay, so there we are. We're gonna match it right there. And we are looking good right here now. Remember when I said it's going to be okay that we're okay that we don't have enough fabric? This is that part right here. And we are going to meet up over here. And go right here. Alright, so there we have it. Now that we have this, now we need to do the outline. Let's see here. And I think I need to get a little bit more. A little bit more right here. I'm going to put down the jacket. Like so. Press it down. And this is the part that we're going to do for the lining. Right there. And we're going to do it right here. Right over there. Okay. And let's get the lighting. So I'm going to now press it, making sure that it's all the way in, like so, and outline the design. You see that? That is this part right here. So now we're going to go like this and like this. That's a pretty much like a little rough idea. And now I'm going to design the pattern. Okay, so we're going to go like this. Right there. All right. Now I'm going to fold it in half. Right there. So now that I have it folded in half, I'm going to cut the pattern. And this part too. But I'm going to cut a little bit more, or actually give it more room. There. This is going to be our pattern for the lining. And I am going to use this material right here to get that. Right there. Let's do this one too. There. So I'm going to cut this out. And now I'm going to cut it out. So the easiest way to do this, put it here in the middle and go over here again and do the cut out this part. There we go. And here is our lining. I'm going to put the name in here. This is Ricky Sunday jacket. So there, I put what this is. And now, what are we going to do about this? I have my tool, my handy dandy tool. And this is the part that's going to be on the outside. So I want to have this part right here nice and neat. So I'm going to get the tool that I need right in there. And we are almost done. So I'm going to put it in here. What part? We need it to go like this. It really doesn't matter what way we go. So we're going to go this way. Right in there. There we go. So we're going to cut this out. Okay. So we have a little bit of a little messy here, but now what we're going to do is this right here. We're going to fold it inside out. And we're going to be putting pins all around. Okay, so here we have it. This part right here need to bring that out. Let's see here. There, like there. All right, so let's start. Oops. So I'm going to do the folding, and this is the inside of the jacket. All right, there, good. Please excuse my silence. I am really tired, and basically it's my mechanism of just being quiet and so that I can focus and concentrate. So here we have it. All that for the lining, but it's very well worth it. And I just showed you how to do that part of the design. And we are now going to put it over here. So we're going to put this part right here that is kind of bent is the part of the neck. So we're going to align it right here in the middle and start putting the pins in and putting it into place. So there it is right here. Just to give you an indication of where we need to be with this and where we need to be right here. Okay. So we're going to be pinning it just to start massaging it in, for lack of a better word. And this is the best way to see how to place it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm massaging it in. And it's okay that we have that. It's okay. And let's see here, we have a little bump here, so we're gonna get that straightened out. This is this part here. That's my cat, people. I told you she's very needy. All right, baby. She's being a little fur monster. You need to go, sweetie. Go. Don't come back. So we are almost done. And they have been really good for all this time. So there we go. So you see how it's taking shape. I just pinned it down and I massaged it in to make sure that I'm going to go and sew around it, like so. So we are going to start, let me see if I can move that. We're going to start over here by the neck part. Oops, oh my goodness. I just lost my thread again. And as you can imagine, jackets, at least nice jackets, take a very long time. You want to have well, at least I do want to have a nice human to doll scale. But that's what Mattel was all about. They had excellent clothes, and this is a vintage design. And that's why I want to keep with that masterful idea that Ruth Handler had for the clothing. And remember when I was telling you that this is going to look very alien to you? And the good thing about having it in a recording from start to finish, from sketch to having the actual product, is that you get used to what the patterns look like and how they take form. And you want to give yourself plenty of room when you're cutting the material. Okay, there we go. Let me move all these little pins away. And I am looking for my cat. And that's what it looks like on the other side. So now it's time to cut this. So you have the video now, and just give yourself the time to be going through the video back and forth in the areas that you're unsure until the pattern pieces are familiar to you, how to go ahead as a do-it-yourself. and what to do. So now that I have this cut over here, I need to do the easement. So I'm going to go across, I'm going to go along all the way, and I am easing this material without going in the thread. And for myself and for any other person that is doing items, this is why the prices are, because of the amount of time it does take. And I'm not even counting the skill, the amount of time it takes to do a product, and the fabric, the cost of the fabric as well, and electricity. So I went ahead and did the easement. So let's turn this inside out. Oh my goodness, that cat. And there we go. I am not going to sew this. I'm going to hand hem this part. And all this time so that we can have a professional look on the inside of this jacket, I will get me some little buttons and put them where I need to put them. But this is going to be the hard part here, this little extra fat little part of the hem. So turning things inside out. So this is what the jacket looks like. And I'm going to iron this down. Right now I'm just turning it and moving all these little pieces here. So this is the inside, and that's what it's going to look like right here. So that's the inside and the outside. So let me put this on Ricky. So here he is with his little jacket, and let's see how this goes. It goes this way. So we're going to be at this little angle. And his jacket design is a little bit shorter. I'm going to have to redo the pattern, but this is a very nice design that can work for Skipper. Or actually, this is fine. So there we are, folks. Here is Ricky. Little jacket for the 4th of July. And he's wearing his socks. And here is Todd. And I'm going to say goodbye and thank you for joining me. It is an hour and 38 minutes, but I'm going to adjust and take a lot of that empty space. And so it's not so long on some of those episodes. So I'm going to stand him up so that we can see both of them side by side. Thank you for joining me. Sewing takes a long time, especially designing, but this is the fruit of our labors right here. And hopefully you're interested in doing your own sewing and your own pattern design. With this, I will say goodbye, and we will see you in the next video tutorial or the next review. Have a great one. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And please give me the thumbs up, a comment, and a share. We'll see you next video. Bye.